Hi, Larry K, shadowanyone.com. Today I want to talk about hearsay and Miranda rights and private investigators. Now, you know, every Tuesday there's a new training video up, and so you've heard me say it many times on different videos. I'm not an attorney. I'm not giving legal advice. Check with the licensed legal counsel if you need any information like that. Okay, what is hearsay? Hearsay is when one person says what they heard someone else say. So Adam says that he heard Betty. Betty told me that she buys drugs from Charlie. Okay, that's hearsay. Probably not admissible in court. However, there are plenty of exceptions to the hearsay rule, so don't be fooled into thinking you're smarter than an attorney who does this full time. If they want it admitted, they'll see if they can't find an exception that you never even knew existed. But what does it do for us investigators? Well, it's important because people will tell you things that can help you. Even though they're not admissible in court, they will help your investigation. They will point you in the right direction. Adam and Betty and Charlie, none of this may come out in court, but if Adam heard Betty say something, you sure as heck want to talk to Betty about it, or you might want to. And certainly the name Charlie is a name you're going to start teasing out in your investigation as well. So even though it's not admissible in court, it can help your investigation. Miranda rights. Miranda rights here in the U.S., those are the rights that protect us from the government. You've heard them on TV shows and all that kind of thing. They're the rights that the police read to the suspect before they start an interrogation most of the time. And there's a lot of television lore about these things. And I went roundy once with a defense attorney. I was on the stand and he was just coming at me left and right about Miranda rights. And it cut my way. It wasn't a problem at all. But, you know, people think, oh, you didn't Mirandize me or you never read me my rights, so this doesn't count. Well, for private investigators, again, check with your attorney, but I can tell you, private investigators do not have to Mirandize people. We are not law enforcement officers. We are not agents of the state. So we don't have to Mirandize somebody. The things that they say to us may very well be admissible in court, even without Miranda rights being read. So I want you to be aware of that. And now when you're interviewing people, sometimes they might even say to you something like, well, it's just hearsay. I've heard that so many times. People know, oh, it's just hearsay. It's just something I heard. Well, tell me anyways. I'm still interested to know. It still might be able to help out. Or if they're reluctant, you say, well, you know, hearsay, if it's not admissible in court, it doesn't do any harm to say it. And the same with Miranda rights. People will say, well, don't you got to read me my rights, or, you never read me my rights. And I won't tell them that that makes what they said inadmissible, but I'll ask them a question. I say, well, you know what happens if no one read you your rights? They're like, yeah, it can't be used in court. I'm like, there you have it. So don't worry about it. What do you got? And you'd be surprised how many times that little back and forth opens somebody up. They think that they're telling you something that can't be used against them or can't be used against someone else. And basically you let them think that they're smarter than you are. And you know what? Maybe they are smarter than you are. Don't get overconfident. But that's one of those little back and forths that will sometimes open people up on these things. So those are two things, and how they can help you and how they relate to private investigators. If you want to learn more about private investigations, especially, and I'm going to say, shadowanyone.com, the surveillance side of it, not so much the interviews, but following people, gathering information, so you can build these leads on who to interview or find someone if you need to, repo a car or whatever it might be, serve process on them. Shadowanyone.com has a great training course on surveillance, so check it out. This is Larry K, shadowanyone.com. Remember, do the right thing, even if it's the hard thing.